Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, and today we're gonna get started on the G36C review, which is a medium range or a medium damage assault rifle in Arctic combat. And just quickly going over the statistics here, damage is apparently just a little bit stronger than the ACR and a little bit stronger than the default G3. The spread is, according to the website, 6 blocks out of 10, and the view kick is also 6 blocks out of 10, and rate of fire is relatively slow, which is one of its weak points, and the moving speed is the same as all of the assault rifles, and the range is also 6 blocks out of 10, which I think all the assault rifles share as well, so yeah. So the pros of the G36C is that just like the ACR and just like the M4A1, the G36C also has very stable recoil. However, it only goes up to a certain extent. After firing about maybe, let's say, your first 8 through 12 bullets, you'll notice that your view kick will start to kind of shake a little bit more noticeably than will, guns like the M4A1 or the ACR. The main pro about the G36C is its overall reliability and its consistency. Just like the ACR is at middle range. However, you can think of the G36C as the ACR, but in close range. The G36C, just like how its name implies, is most effective for close range to medium range, whereas the ACR is most suited for medium range to long range. The reason for this is because, like I mentioned before, the G36C doesn't have as much range as the ACR in terms of its view kick and recoil. So if you were to spray a whole magazine of G36C ammo, what you would find is that it shakes a little bit more towards as you start running out of bullets in your magazine. So that's why it's not very suited for long range, though it's more suited for short range. However, there's still a caveat to that because the short range capabilities of the G36C are still very limited because of the fact that it has a slow rate of fire. That's the main downside of the G36C. Moving on to the cons, which there's only really one major con for the G36C, is that it has a really slow rate of fire. Normally speaking, assault rifles, you usually don't mind having rather slow rates of fire for assault rifles. However, for the G36C, it's not very good. Guns like the AK-47 and the KTR-08 are fine having very slow rates of fire because their damage outputs are very, very high. So their slow rates of fire aren't that dire. However, the G36C, given its relatively low damage or medium damage, I should say, it's not low, but it's relatively medium in all things considered. If you look at the assault rifles in Arctic combat as a whole, the damage isn't that high, and for its rate of fire, the overall DPS is not very good, just straight up. It pales in comparison to other great DPSs like the M4A1 at close range and AK-47 at all ranges. So yeah, there you go. To recap, the G36C is essentially a short range consistent assault rifle. However, if you were to go up like in a head-up direct gunfight with another assault rifle, such as an AK-47 or another submachine gun, then you need to expect to lose the big gunfight because the G36C does not simply put, it doesn't put out enough lead. It doesn't put out enough firepower in order to take down people in direct conflicts at close range. The ideal usage of the G36C is to use it in a way that you flank enemies. Like try playing like I do. Try flank enemies, navigate the map so that you have a clear shot on your enemy, and set up so that you can fire back at your enemy without them having an opportunity to fire back at you. And using a G36C will prove very, very useful. Anyways, that's a review on the G36C, guys. The G36C, while it may have its downside of having a very slow rate of fire and overall a very weak, not really very weak, but in comparison to other weapons, a rather weak DPS time, it's still a very reliable, I almost said an SMG, a very reliable assault rifle, and yeah. If you like it, then go ahead and buy it because it's one of the better assault rifles out there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later.